Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be a quick sorting video for these Parody Havic the Bothering cards. I've got a box of Havic cards here. I had previously stored them in regular plain sleeves like this. I had, I think, some extra packs of 40 sleeves, so I needed 2 different colors to sleeve up all 96 cards in the set plus the rules cards. So there's 97 cards. If you're collecting Havic the Bothering cards, you're gonna need all 97 of these cards. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna take these cards out of these glossy sleeves. They're bad for showing on camera, but I can make Ice Age 40 decks out of these cards, and in some other videos we can play some Ice Age 40 with these cards. So we got Admissions was the first card. Again, like I was telling viewers, they sort of made fun of high school and things that were not fun about high school. So a lot of it is school related. Peons are characters, creatures, and you have to use cigarettes or alcohol to cast these cards in the game. Bad Joke was another card, and chosen peon cannot block or attack this turn. Things like Bad Reputation, no peons can attack. This one also had cumulative upkeep of 3 cigarette units, so that is an effect that came out in Ice Age, a mechanic that was introduced in Ice Age. You can see that being used here in Havic. There's a Bartender. This costs 3 units of alcohol, which you get from breweries, and this may be whacked for 1 unit of alcohol. It's a 1/2 peon. Then Beer Bolt is my favorite. It just reminds me of Lightning Bolt. 1 unit of alcohol and you do 3 damage. So that's kind of it. I mean, some of the art is a little questionable, but there's Beer Goggles. There's also 2 versions of some of the cards, different arts. And then there are a couple, I've found a couple misprints in my time from opening up packs. This box has 300 cards in the sets plus an extra 120, so roughly 420 cards, plus an extra 100 or so land, so 520, probably 500 cards total in this box because they're sleeved up. It looks like I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 or 7 starter decks to make this collection out of. Beer Goggles shrinks peon -4, -1. And then we've got Beer Muscle, gives peons +5, -5. So you can really see how they copied, parodied a lot of the Magic stuff. This has multiple art, so similar to like Fallen Empires, where you'd have 2 different arts of the same card. They had the same mechanic, same casting cost, just different art. Biology Club. This was a really expensive card to cast. This required 3 beer units and 4 cigarettes. It had Stealth, which I think is like unblockable, and 4/6 was its power toughness. The basic strategy was you had 21 sanity points, which were like your life total, and you had to get your opponent to 0 sanity. Blackout, no damage this turn for 1 cigarette. Blind Date is I think one of the rarer cards in the set that was harder to find, if I recall correctly. That's one of the rarities of the cards was kind of unknown. There was no real information based on what the rare sheets were. They were all just kind of random. Here's Brainless Cheerleader. There's 2 copies of Brainless Cheerleader. They're the exact same function, just different artworks. The artists, there were probably 4 or 5 artists. Norton was one of the artists who did the breweries. He also did Cafeteria Worker. Cafeteria Worker this is one where it has 2 different casting costs, and I also noticed a misprint on Cafeteria Worker. So this Cafeteria Worker is 3 breweries, and each time Cafeteria Worker attacks and is not blocked, you put 2 poison counters on that player. So poison counter was a mechanic that was used in Magic, but also in Havoc. And this Cafeteria Worker is 3 cigarettes, and if Cafeteria Worker is attacked and not blocked, you put 2 poison counters. The other version of Cafeteria Worker that I found it says that if you do 9 points of, there it is. Here's the other version of Cafeteria Worker, which said, so this one just says, does 2 points of poison counters, and then this one has the extra text at the bottom here that says, if the total number of poison counters comes to 9 or more, that player loses. So that's the only other instance where I can think of maybe having multiple versions of the same card, but the sample size is pretty small because I don't know of too many Havoc the Bothering card collections out there. So hopefully this can be a resource for anybody that's collecting or chronicling that particular set period and time period in Magic tradable card game history. Campus Police is 6 cigarettes, and it has protection from articles, which I think are spells. Spells are artifacts. Chain Smoker for 6 cigarettes. Check from Home. Chess Club. This reminds me of Reality Twist from Ice Age, but it's a chess board, cannot be blocked by other peons. It's 4 alcohol units. Chill Pill. This fake out card again, it gains 3 life, or it gains 3 cigarette units, so it reminds me of Dark Ritual. Cigarette Ash. Destroys the target brewery. Coercion. Gain control of chosen peon. There's the convenience store that produces 1 cigarette. Convenience store attendant. Maybe whacked for 1 unit. Custodial engineer. Dead soldier. Dean of students. 6 cigarettes. Sends peons to the hospital, which I think is like graveyard, possibly. Death Breath goes on the top of your opponent's deck. Detox. Disappointed Swim Buddy has Stealth. Dorm Toilet. Downtown Mentality for 7 beer units. All peons gain in power half the total number of breweries. There's an Elder Fratern. Stealth. EMT. Pay a unit of cigarettes to prevent 2 damage. Facial Hair Maniac. Fake ID, that was useful in whacked for 1 unit of cigarette or alcohol. Whoops. Fart of Fury, which we saw in the last video. Removes peon from the game like Swords to Plowshare. Fire Alarm. You may put as many property cards into play as you want. So that's like Fast Bond, Firebomb. All cigarettes produce no cigarettes this turn. Football Team for 7 alcohol. Power and toughness equal to the number of breweries your opponent has in play. So similar to like Nightmare, Fraternity House, sacrifice Fraternity House to give chosen peon stealth, Gas Mask, Hangover. All alcohol produces no units this turn. Harvey Grundlemeyer, don't know who that is, but he gains 1/1. Hypnotic Pimple. Chosen player discards 2 cards and draws 1 card from the top of his deck. Ice Queen. Whack 3 breweries. Send peons to the hand. Insane Pledge. Intrusive Roommate. Probably have to hurry this video up a little bit. Any peon who blocks sent to the hospital. Jesus Freak cannot be blocked by other peons. Local Bum. Lunch Lady. She also has poison counters. Mortarboard. This reminds me of Jester's Cap. Look at chosen player's library and remove 3 cards from your choice for only 1 beer unit. Mrs. Williams must be a teacher. Murderous Teddy Bear has stealth. It is a 0/1 peon. There's the nerd. So like I said, yeah, they just kind of make fun of all the high school elements. No Show. This card was kind of a waste because power toughness was 0/0. Flavor text says this card sucks and has no casting cost, so I'm not really sure why that card was in the set. But you'll need it if you're trying to make a complete set of Havic, the Bothering cards. Pledge Master. All pledges gain +1/+1 and stealth. Pledge Task. 2 chosen peons deal no damage this turn. Princess. 6/4 has stealth. Psychic Experiment. You lose 3 sanity points. Choose chosen peon, get +3/+2. Revenge. All damage done to this turn by any one opponent is also done to them. Ritalin Guy. 2/9 defense. There's kind of like a wall here. Roger Lawrence Banks the third. I don't know. There must be some like inside jokes and references to people I don't know about. Sketchy character. Space Case. I think this was... If Space Case is put in the hospital, remove it from the game. Sports Fanatic. Sports Fanatic comes into play. Lose 2 points of sanity. Stalker. State Purg. Stomach Pump. Student Government. Whack Student Government to gain control of peon. If you unwhack Student Government, you lose control of that peon. Student Socialist, which we looked at in our intro video. Teaching Assistant. 4 cigarette units. It's a 4/2. Term Paper. Whack chosen peon. Brooding Ex-Boyfriend is a 1/1 peon. Brooding Ex-Girlfriend is a 1/1 peon. Theater Chick costs 8 breweries. She is a 8/2, very powerful. Tough Guy also costs 8. During your upkeep, sacrifice a peon to Tough Guy or he attacks you. 7/7, Tough Guy. Trustafari. Tutor. I love tutors. We just opened a bunch of Dominaria Remastered and did the tutor challenge. This particular tutor makes chosen peons unblockable. So not really a search function. It just makes him unblockable. Ugly Friend gives peon -1/-1. Uneven Ratio, can't attack this turn. Vengeful RA. Each time Vengeful RA attacks and is not blocked, you put a poison counter on that player, so that could be useful in a poison counter deck. You must attack every turn except the turn he comes into play or he deals 2 damage to you. Women's group force chosen property to become whacked. So this is like, you can Icy Manipulator or Twiddle. It's like Twiddle. And the last card in the set is Young Republicans, which I think was one of the harder ones to find, so it must have been on a rare sheet. But it's 1 cigarette for a 0/1 stealth. Not a great card, but just haven't seen many of them. So this is it. This is the full, complete 96 card set of Havic the Bothering plus the rule sheet. Now I've got some sleeves that I can use for Ice Age 40 decks. We'll just make some 40 card decks out of these sleeves. We will put these in clear sleeves to protect the condition of those sets. We've got 2 more full sets to go in this box. These are all sleeved. Same exact cards that you just saw in the first set, just different color sleeves, but I'll take these out. I'll save the sleeves for Ice Age 40. And then in one more video, I'll show you maybe how the decks function in these 60 card decks. I think this deck was actually a poison counter deck because it had cafeteria workers in it. It also had lunch ladies, and it had vengeful RA. So it had the 3 cards that could do poison damage, so 4 copies of each. So I think 12 cards that could do poison damage, and the goal is just to get 9 poison points in that deck. So we'll see how that works in another video. I appreciate everybody for watching. This is also a box of starter decks that are still sealed. So after I put together the sets, I found this. I did not need to open any more decks, and I just kept this sealed and saved it. But that's, I think, a pretty rare item. I don't think there are too many. I don't know if they were sealed or not at release, but it's still intact, and I think it's pretty unique, collectible for trading cards. What do you know? What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think of this set, and hope you've enjoyed the video and learned a little bit about trading cards in the late 90s. Have a great day, everyone.